Finally, after 7 weeks, we're finally on the test stand. I know on the first episode I told you it was only going to take a week or whatever. I told you how easy this was going to be. Well, I obviously lied to you. But it's done now. We've got our Keith Black block, gear drive, rocker stands, rocker shafts, valve covers, breathers. We hadn't got our oil pump yet, but we got a lot anyway. The sexy alternator I had on this thing, if you remember right on the other block, it bolts to the fuel pump boss. So I'm going to have to come up with something different on this. Of course, I did look at that boss there and think about drilling and tapping that, but I just hate to do that to a new block, but maybe I should have. I'm actually wanting to use a crank trigger also, so I think I've got some kind of brackets that work with a alternator and a crank trigger and a all at once. So I'm gonna, that's one of my upcoming projects, but it took a while. We'll go to the other side and I'll show you some other little issues. And we have the normal issue of, you know, on the stock street Hemi manifolds, how number one dishes in to go around the power steering pump, or the sector actually, I think. But so I had the same problem here as on the Callies. The number one tube was hitting the block, so I had to notch in a little bit on one of the ribs. And then even after I did that, I thought I was done, but I wasn't. The number one tube was still hitting the number one outer cylinder wall here. And I wasn't, on the Callies, I just kept grinding till I got there, because I had a sonic tester, and so I knew that the material was very, very thick still. But my sonic tester, I don't know how to use it on aluminum. So I didn't want to go grinding on the cylinder outside wall there. So instead I ended up stacking 3 exhaust gaskets on there, just because I didn't want to grind on the block. But I want to make new headers anyway. For the Keith Black oil pump, I've got to take this number one tube and go down, come out here, it can go this way. And I've got to get somebody to do all that for me. I'm not a fabricator. But that'll solve that problem, and then I'll also be able to get the oil line from the bottom of the pan to the top of the pump there. And so that'll all work. It's just gonna take some time. That's kind of a skilled craftsman type of job, you know. But it's all working out. There was another little issue behind the starter. That's where the oil galley, the main oil galley is, and behind the starter, and it's machined for the starter. I left a plug sticking out too far. Probably should have tapped the hole deeper and then sunk the plug in deeper, but I didn't do that exactly right. So had to grind the top off of that for the starter clearance. But it's all going to be fine. I think I might disable these chokes. They're you know, I hate that fast idle. I mean, you can adjust the fast idle, and I've adjusted it down, but I think I probably ought to want to do it the old high school way and just keep it running yourself. We'll see. least we know it runs. We're happy. Now I'll finish up a few things, and we started it up last night, but I had several buddies here, and so it was hard to get a video, but it's all fine. It's just a lot of work.